Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mindful and Mellow. So we're coming off of a kind of a tumultuous week, both in the stock markets and in the global in the world, right? Because of all the tariffs and other things that President Trump has announced, and it was kind of crazy for me. Anybody who has any money invested, you probably felt it too. It was probably pretty crazy for you, and if you haven't looked at your balances, maybe you want to hold off. But I want to use the Morgan Greer Tarot deck today, and I want to do a tarot insight. An intuitive tarot reading for what can we expect this week. And this is more just holistically, not necessarily specific to tariffs, Trump, or anything else, but more just like, okay, well, what do we need to know about this coming week? What can we glean? What could come our way? What do we kind of keep in mind? I like to read intuitively, so I kind of take whatever hits I get. And also the cards that are surrounding it play a role. And then I might also use some clarifiers from this deck. Okay, so let's jump right into it. As always, if there's any perceived nudity on these cards, I will cover them up because it gets kicked off of YouTube and TikTok. So, Ten of Cups. All right, that's a good thing. That's a good start. The Queen of Cups. The Death card. Okay, remember, death does not always indicate physical death. The Six of Cups. All right, so 3 cups so far. The Fool. Another great card to have. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so overall, folks, at a high level, this looks pretty good, right? This looks really good, actually. One, we have the Ten of Cups. This is the full emotional fulfillment. This could be, just feeling more at ease and kind of getting like a breath of a sigh, like a relief. So this could be, but it's also emotional fulfillment and happiness. This is like the peak happiness, peak fulfillment, peak happiness. So this is definitely boding very well, okay? And particularly when we look at it in relation to the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups, she's looking at this, right? So the Queen of Cups, she's very confident, she's very comfortable, and she's in touch with her emotions, but she's also got them under control, okay? So if, you find yourself a little emotional going over like the last week or more recently, I do feel that something is going to bring great happiness and fulfillment, and you're going to be quite confident and comfortable in your emotions, okay? So I definitely think that looks pretty solid right there. But also the Death card. The Death card here, it's represented. I love this card, by the way, in the Death card, in this particular deck. The Death card is what a transition, like it's all about a transformation, okay? So this could be, something in your life is transforming. Maybe you're giving up one thing and moving into another, It could be an opportunity presenting itself, particularly when we get the Fool card, in the same pull, okay? So the Fool card is taking that leap of faith. This is the first card in the tarot. He has his trusty little dog kind of at his on the lower right here. Kind of blends in on this card a little bit. But he has everything he needs. He has everything that he needs with him. He's kind of got everything in this little satchel, kind of this little, we called them hobo sticks when we were little. I don't know if people know that term or not. So he's got this stick, and he's got the things, everything he needs is tied into this little bag on the back of this, okay? It's really just a handkerchief tied to the stick. So he's got everything he needs, okay? He's also got the fronds. I forget what they call these, yods maybe? But that is all about kind of like, there is a prosperity and success there too. So, he's definitely setting off into the yonder. He's taking that leap. He's taking the leap of faith, and he's taking the leap into something that's unknown, okay? Now, we do have a white rose here, and we have a white rose here. So both of these cards have white roses. So that is like about, again, like purity. I'm getting a lot of like that pure, unbiased, just fulfillment, but a brand new beginning and a transformation and kind of beginning anew and beginning with an open mind is kind of what comes to me. Probably not the true meaning, the necessarily standard meaning of the white roses, but that's kind of what I'm getting with this, okay? So I really love to see, these are 2 major arcana cards. These are both very positive, very significant cards, I feel. Again, like this is taking that leap of faith, and it, definitely bodes very well. We also have the Six of Cups here. So this could be, like, and particularly as it relates to this could be something coming back from the past, but this could also be just an amazing connection with somebody or something that makes you feel like it's been here forever. Like, you just feels like it's been in your life for a really long time. It's like kind of like, I feel like I know you from somewhere, It could be reminiscent of that. It could also be someone coming back from the past. It could be that too, and maybe they're coming back, and maybe this is somebody with whom you had an interest, or you had a relationship, whatever the case might be. This does look good. I mean, that's certainly a very viable option here, right? Definitely looks good. You know, I do like the six of cups too, because there's also a little bit of like give and take. Okay, there's some generosity I get with this too. You don't necessarily know who's giving what to who. In this particular card, it looks like he's holding out this cup to her, and he's kind of giving her something. And you know, I'm like drawing connections to like, you know, just the balance in doing that, right? And like just the concepts from the law of attraction that to, you know, we have all these desires and we need to be open to receiving things, right? We need to be open to receiving. If we feel guilty at receiving something from somebody, you know, sometimes like you feel like if somebody gives you a gift, you feel obligated. Sometimes you're like, oh no, I didn't get you something, right? But in the same hand, and while that generally is the case, you know, and generally like there is give and take, and we get each other gifts, and it's like I get you a gift, you give me a gift, whatever, you know. Like at Christmas time or the holidays or Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, there is definitely some component of that, but we need to be open and willing to receive, okay? And that like we can't say like we ask the universe for all these things that we desire and then not be open to receiving. So kind of be mindful of that as well, okay? The Nine of Pentacles, I mean, this is great financial abundance. So I do feel more confident that, you know, maybe this week we'll get some resolution to some of the market rut that's been kind of plaguing us. You know, for me, I work in that industry on a Monday to Friday basis, and it's been quite volatile, and it's stressful, and it's definitely creating a lot of angst. This is, you know, this represents prosperity, both in like the abundance of purple and other colors here. There's definitely a lot of purple. There's definitely a lot of security, sense of feeling with this. You know, the grapes are like this, like more prosperity here. The grapes are overflowing from this chalice, this growth around her. There's this pheasant. So this is the security. This is the financial abundance and the I'm getting like freedom, okay? So this is like the freedom. So we might get some relief this week. It's kind of like really what I'm hoping. So I'm kind of glad that these cards are kind of confirming that. I don't feel like I'm making that up. Let's use the Rider-Waite Tarot deck to do something I don't usually do, which is pull a clarifying card for each one of these, okay? So I want to shuffle. Tell us more. What do we need to know with this Ten of Cups? So with the Ten of Cups, with the Ten of Cups, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so two tens. Two tens are all about completion. So although he has all of these swords in his back, notice his fingers. Like he's kind of giving a bit of a blessing. So a tough time may be ending and may be coming to an end, okay? It's kind of what I'm getting here. Tough time could be coming to an end for something, for you in some capacity, some area of your life perhaps. He's also kind of giving a blessing. So there's definitely like, okay, things are going to get better from here. It's kind of the vibe I get with that. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. We have the King of Swords. So King and Queen, they are a good couple. They are, these two, though they're not the same suit. You know, the King of Wands, the King of Swords, he's very clear and confident. He articulates himself clearly, concisely, and well, okay? So he's someone who's a great negotiator, too. The term negotiator just came to me. They balance each other out. So this, you know, the Queen of Cups, she's more in touch with her emotions, more like maybe a traditional female as we think in traditional society. Not saying that's the way it is or should be all the time, but that is kind of what we get here. So I'm getting some complementary, some complementary, but some notable differences. So strengths and weaknesses, complementary attributes, perhaps is the word. So if you meet somebody this week, or if you've met somebody, you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, this is definitely telling me, hey, you know, you bring something to the table, and the other person brings something to the table. It doesn't have to be a man and a woman either, okay? But they both bring something to the table that differs from one another, but together they really make a power couple is the term that comes to my mind. Some sort of a power couple. This could also be a power couple in your life, okay? Tell me more about this Death card. So the Death card, I have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is like taking stock of like all the work and the prosperity you've already achieved. But it's also kind of like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is this good? And so this Death card, you know, this is a transformation. Like you might have some sort of a revelation. You might have some sort of like epiphany. You might have some sort of opportunity that comes and presents itself. And it might change you. But it's kind of like looking around and being like, taking stock and being like, hey, what have I been doing? What have I been doing? Okay, what am I been doing with my life? I'm kind of getting a little bit of that as well. Tell me more about this Six of Cups. So with the Six of Cups, we have the Judgment card. I'm going to cover this part up. I'm going to leave that right there. The Judgment card is sometimes a decision. It's a decision that's been made, a decision to be made. Some sort of like a ruling per se, okay? So this could be, I get a feeling like the decision is going to be yours related to this, okay? Tell me more about the Fool card. The Fool card, we have the Hermit. So the Hermit, like this is, again, okay, this is an interesting one. The Fool and the Hermit is kind of like shining his light down. So this could be the light that's shining within you, but he's also kind of at the top of this, he's kind of at the top of a mountain. You don't really get that in this particular card, but you do in a lot of the other ones. He's going to come down from there. He's going to take that leap. So I feel like after a period of like maybe you've been kind of like standing completely still, kind of surveying the opportunity. But this is truly like taking that leap. This is the Fool. You're either being called to take that leap, start moving, like stop surveying and like surveilling and looking around and assessing everything. And you're being called just to do it, just to get rolling. So ask yourself, where am I like not moving? Like where, and what do I need to do on that front? With the 9 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so there could be some competition. There could be some sort of infighting or something along those lines. There could just be this, but this also represents a change. So, I mean, this tells me that there is a change, and we're moving into a greater period of security and prosperity, okay? And it could just be that simple. It doesn't have to be infighting or anything like that necessarily, or competition. But definitely, fives in the tarot generally do represent a change. And with this card, we definitely say like a security, financial security and tranquility and peace. Okay, right? Like this pheasant here, I kind of get they're very beautiful, very calming, very nice looking birds, but they don't really do anything. I don't think in society or like that. I don't know what their claim to fame is. So anyway, I do think that effectively is there's a change to greater financial abundance and prosperity. So there could be some opportunity opening up to you that does bring in this opportunity, does bring in this financial abundance and opportunity, and that's a change for you. It could be related to taking this leap of faith into the unknown. So anyway, I hope this definitely gets posted. I hope nothing comes up with this Judgment card, but I wanted to share this here with you all today. And with that, I thank you for being here and have a wonderful week.